Hi, this is Ed LaFlamme, head harvester from the East Coast.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Caesar, head harvester for Human Resources.
And it's a hot day out here today.
We're in Arizona today, everybody.
101.
Yeah.
It's going to get hotter. But we're talking about employee discipline today, and I think it's a pretty interesting subject. Steve's got some great examples of employee discipline, what you should do and what not to do. Right, Steve?
Yeah, we're trying. So, again, I get a lot of phone calls all the time from landscapers, and just recently a landscaper from the state of Washington called me, and he has noticed that one of his employees has not been performing well over the last several weeks and months. And just he's been slacking off, coming in late, missing time. All the telltale signs were there. And so the owner was thinking, well, maybe the guy has a drinking problem because he was just not looking right.
Yeah.
So finally, after a month's time, the owner calls me and says, I want to fire this guy for, alcohol use. And I said, okay, you can probably do that if you do reasonable suspicion drug testing. I said, well, get ready to, test him the next day. And he said, well, just 3 days ago, the employee came to the owner and said, I just entered an alcohol rehabilitation center. And I go, you can't do him, you can't fire him anymore. The reason being, because alcoholism is covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, if he does something wrong besides that, of course you can fire them for policy violation or something, but you can't fire him because he was drinking, because now he's in a rehab center.
Now, was he there all day? Was he missing work?
Yep.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as I explained to the owner, I go, next time something like this happens for any issue, work performance or using the internet the wrong way or any type of policy violation, write the person up immediately. Don't wait or give them 15 chances, letting 2 or 3 weeks go on, because something can happen. Maybe in that 2 or 3 week period of time, they can get a workers' comp injury. It's going to be really hard to fire somebody after a workers' comp injury because of retaliation. Or the employee may allege some type of discrimination against you. Now you're going to have wrongful termination. Or in this case, he wanted to write the guy up because they found beer cans in his, allegedly found beer cans in the company truck. They couldn't prove they were his. But when he was in a rehab center, they couldn't really fire him for that because now he's getting treatment. So the point here is write the guy up, write the employee up, and take care of it very promptly. Don't let time lapse because you're doing yourself a very much of a disservice.
Yeah.
Anything like that?
I can see that. I can see that.
Anything like this ever happened in your world?
Oh, constantly.
There you go.
I had a client that in the South.
Yep.
And the GM was didn't seem like he was performing.
Right.
And not because of him personally, but because of the people.
Sure.
The crews underneath him, the foreman and the different salespeople, they weren't performing like they should be. So he got to be a little suspicious, and so did I when I was consulting for him. So I said to him, you better just bear down, and check it out. Well,
Hold the guy accountable.
Yeah. Well, they ended up just putting a GPS in the truck.
Oh, good idea, everybody.
Yeah. And guess what? Immediately, and they told him, by the way. They told him.
Good.
And then right away, GPS in the truck or not, they find out where he is every afternoon at the bar.
At the bar.
At the bar.
And he probably wasn't a lawyer, okay?
No, it wasn't that kind of bar. So they eventually, they acted and let him go.
Yeah.
But then to your case, again, they didn't do it right away. They dragged it up. They talked to him and warned him and talked to him but he kept doing it,
And you're paying for underproductivity. You're giving the wrong message to the culture.
Yes.
So again, we don't want you to don't write up everybody for every little thing, but when you have that sense, do the GPS earlier. Hold people accountable for reasonable suspicion drug testing and write them up or make the decisions more quickly. If you need my help, let me know. But don't let time drag on because you're not getting your money's worth out of these employees. You're trying to game the system.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because if you let one person get away with it, hold them accountable, you ruin the culture of the whole organization.
Very quickly.
Yeah, very so.
If he gets away with it, I want to get away with it too.
Absolutely, and then they feel like we're entitled to then. And
he's been there.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of clients and I'm doing this a long time and I see what goes on. Well, hopefully this has given you some food for thought and that if you do have any questions, you could contact Harvester Steve because he has a number of people on his membership and he really keeps people straight. And he's a great sounding board for all of these kind of problems.
Thanks, Ed.
So this is Ed LaFlamme, head harvester from the East Coast.
And I'm Steve Caesar, head harvester for Human Resources. To Ed's point, if you have any questions, just send me an email at the email address listed below, and I'll be glad to help you out if I can. But until then, thanks everybody.
If you do all these things, hopefully it's going to help you harvest your potential.